Hello, Aries, and welcome to your reading for the week of December 4 through 10, 2023. This is a reading for you if you have an Aries sun, an Aries moon, an Aries rising, or some other significant Aries placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. And it would be helpful to me if you could, like, subscribe. If you do enjoy the videos on this channel, and leave me a comment if you find that this reading resonates with you. If you are returning to this channel, welcome back. It is very good to have you back again. And we've got a very, very busy week astrologically. We have got Mercury has just moved into Capricorn. We have a new moon in Sagittarius coming up this month on the 12th. But then on the 13th, we have Mercury retrograde. So this is going to be a time, you're going to be finding that we're getting into a time period where people need to slow down. So yeah. So if you find that things are slowing down or getting a little confused already, we are in the pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. So definitely if you're buying gifts for whether it be Christmas, Hanukkah, any particular winter holiday, anything that has to do with electronics or technology or something like that, buy it now. Don't wait until after December 13th because the odds that it'll be broken, something will be wrong, or whatever increase after that time. So definitely think about doing all that now if you're going to do that. And and also if you happen to be one of those people who still mails Christmas cards or Hanukkah cards or again, whatever, anything you're mailing out for the holidays, the more that you can send out before the 13th, the better, because after that, the chances that it's going to be delayed are very good. Okay, so the way I do these readings, if you're not familiar with this channel, is I use the Cartouche cards, which are my favorite deck, Cartouche, Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche. Deck that's no longer in print, but I've been using it since the late 80s, and I find it is to be the most accurate deck in terms of, at least in terms of, it resonates very well with me. And I clarify these with tarot cards. And this week I am using this is known as the Tarot of the Spirit. So that is my deck that I'm using for the week. And as a bonus, I haven't been doing this lately, but I'm going to pull an extra card from the Essential Oil Oracle just to give an overall message for the week. Okay, so I do this according to the astrological houses. So each house, if you're not familiar with that in astrology, there's obviously 12 houses: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, 12 signs of the zodiac, 12 houses, right? And each house, each sign, and the house it's connected to has a specific meaning. So I'm interpreting the cards in light of the meaning of that house. So this week, for Aries, for the first house, which is your house, on the horizon line here, this has to do with you, your personality, how you present yourself to the world, perhaps your own self-care, things you're doing for yourself, and of course what you want others to see about you. And we have Thoth with the Hanged Man, okay? So Thoth implies to me that there is some, you may be dealing with some significant changes. Thoth has to do with healing on a really, really deep level. It's like healing on a spirit level. And with the Hanged Man may indicate that you've had to give things up. Maybe you've had to make sacrifices or changes. Perhaps there's been, you've had to take a broader perspective on something. And if you haven't, this may be telling you that that's the way to healing. You may need to turn a situation on its head. I mean, with the Hanged Man, we see, it's a little harder to see in this one, but you do have a person who's hanging upside down. And generally we interpret that as, that upside down is the idea of standing on your head and looking at a situation differently. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man here with this. So I don't know. I feel like you are broadening your perspective, and this is going to lead you to a new situation or a new phase. Also noticing the video slows down a little bit here, so it's a little odd. I'm using a different video software to create these this week, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, second house. This is Taurus energy. This has to do with your values and also with your money. This is strong Venus energy. And we have Isis with the Four of Earth, or Four of Pentacles. And this this usually comes up in this house when we are hanging on to our money, when perhaps we are concerned about our finances. We're saying to ourselves, is this going to, am I going to have enough money? I need to be conservative about it. But Isis also is a card. I feel like Isis is a card of giving, but with this, there may be a need to be conservative, or perhaps you need to balance, whatever's in the bank account with your sense of generosity here. So, I feel like there's, it makes sense really, because we're kind of in the time period where people are giving. The holidays are about giving things usually. So I feel like this coming up in this way may be saying that, you may be feeling very, very generous and if you're feeling very nurturing, and you may have to weigh that against, what the financial situation actually is at the moment. And actually, with the Four of Earth, though, there is also the possibility that maybe you are, being a little too mentally being a little too constrained with regard to your finances, and perhaps by letting go of something and making that sacrifice or allowing yourself to take a risk financially, that you will, by making that sacrifice or taking that risk, that actually something will open up for you. Because sometimes we have to empty something out or give it away in order for it to open up for us. Okay, third house is Gemini energy. And this has to do with communication, can have to do with technology. As I'd mentioned, Mercury retrograde is coming up soon. This is a house ruled by Mercury. And it's, and it can also have to do with business. So if you're in business for yourself, this has a lot to do with self-effort. And we have Scarab with the Emperor. Okay. And so this to me indicates that, okay, well, first of all, we've got two number fours. We've got a 4 up here, and 2 plus 2 up here makes 4. So Scarab indicates a new beginning or a change. So there's going to be a message about something. Now, Emperor could mean it's coming from somebody in authority. I mean, Emperor is your card. I mean, this is Aries energy, okay? So it could be another Aries. It could be, this could represent you stepping into your power. Take it as it resonates, but I feel like there's a chance here for you to take control of a situation and make big changes. So whether this has to do with business, whether this is just a message that's coming in about something that's important to you in terms of a job or finance or maybe even a relationship, I don't know, but there's a situation here where you're going to be able to take charge of something. Okay. So let's look at our fourth house here. This is Cancer energy. And Cancer is about the home, the family, your environment, your sense of security. Sometimes has to do with your mother potentially as well. Okay, so we have Father Wind with Sirius here. And Father Wind, okay, this is the King of Swords. So yeah, that's a very, okay, and with Sirius is Aquarian energy. So this is a lot of air energy in the home. It doesn't necessarily show a move or a change. I mean, that could be that for some people, but this is more about, there's a sense of detachment that's needed. A need to look at something or some situation very logically instead of emotionally. Sirius may also indicate a need to, a need to think outside the box with something as well. Because sometimes Sirius comes up when we are, there's this sense up here, like I'm seeing this 4 of Earth, and I'm seeing this Hanged Man. We may be stuck in a certain way of thinking, and this may be telling us, we've got to step back from a situation and look at it. I don't believe in objectivity. Nobody's ever 100% objective, but there does need to be a certain level of detachment. And so, yes. So, so there's some situation here, whatever's going on, whether it has to do with your physical home, whether it's a family situation, it's something that you want to step back and take a look at, detached with some fresh eyes. And, and I don't know, with the Father Wind here, I mean, this could also mean another person who comes in who's able to take that, look at something with a particular critical eye. So take that as it resonates. Fifth house, this has to do with Leo energy, and Leo is, this is creativity. It can have to do with love affairs. It can have to do with children. And we've got the Earth with the 3 of Fire. So for some of you, okay, this could be a creative project that's going to potentially bring in money. And with the 3 of Fire, this is the idea of looking out, like collaborating with somebody, okay? There's this looking outward. The 3 of Fire is about, looking at, putting something out to the universe and then seeing what's going to come back. So I feel like, for some of you, for some of you, if it's about a love affair, then that would indicate that this may be a situation that is slow growing and that perhaps you are putting the energy out and waiting for it to come back. And this is actually a pretty positive omen for something coming back or something moving ahead. I mean, the 3 is moving and working with people as opposed to doing something on your own or trying to figure something out on your own. If this has to do with a creative project, then yeah, it seems like there could be a collaboration that will help make something lucrative. And remember, this is also the card of children. So for some of you, this could have to do with a child too, or something that is a child is doing. There might be some need to stay grounded, to take your time. That's the other aspect of Earth. Earth sometimes has to do with the way in which something. The way in which we have to be very practical. Again, it's really interesting to me that I'm seeing this strong sense of both earth and air here. It's like there's strong sense of taking something slowly, steadily, and practically. So I do feel like there's been seeds that have been planted. Maybe something's going to take a little bit of time. If you are hoping for something to yield financial gain, then this is a good sign that that will happen. And especially with retrograde coming, that may be the reason that we're being told to slow down here and have a think about things. Sixth house is Virgo energy, and Virgo has to do with our health. It has to do with things that we worry about. Virgo sorry, Virgo. That does tend to be the sign of worry. It also can have to do with the job that you're in. Sometimes with pets for some people. But you have the wing disc with the Two of Earth, okay? Now, wing disc indicates overcoming a problem. So this is very, very good news, actually. The Two of Earth, to me, they're calling this the cause and effect card. I actually see the Two of Earth as, you're usually juggling a number of things. So there may be some concerns about that. That could be having an impact on your health. Maybe you're stressed out a little bit about things. But I also feel like this involves making some kind of a decision as well. If you've got a lot of balls in the air, you may need to decide where your energy needs to be focused. But whatever the situation here with the wing disc, this indicates things coming out, problems being overcome, things being solved, or certainly light being shed on a situation in a very favorable way. Now, with this card too, I think in this particular house, if we're talking about, if we're talking about a health issue, which would be the other aspect, and again, I don't do medical readings, so this is just, this is just very, very general, discussion of health here. It's not like I'm not diagnosing or saying anything like that, but Two of Earth to me, it does tend to indicate that there may be a lot going on. There may be a lot to negotiate or struggle with or work through. But again, there's this idea that whatever's going on here, there does seem to be a good result, or the sense of being able to overcome obstacles here. So again, take it as it resonates. It's obviously going to depend on you, and it's not going to be the same for everybody. Okay, seventh house, this is Libra energy. And Libra has to do with... This has to do with partnerships. They can usually legal partnerships, businesses, marriages, and other significant relationships. And so we've got the Five of Wind with Urias. Okay. Now, for some of you, this is going to be a situation. Urias comes up when something secret is going on. Okay. Something hidden, or you may be suspicious about something. Five of Wind can indicate a jealousy. This is often a card of jealousy in relationships or quarrels. But there's just definitely this idea of something unexpected or something secret, something going on. For some people, this is a secret relationship. But I feel like with Urias here, something is not quite what you expect. Now, honestly, what's coming into my mind with this is that the Five of Wind indicates a situation that may be stuck or restricted, or that we feel... maybe if it does have to do with the love affair, like if we look at this down here with this slow growing, maybe with something we think isn't going anywhere or think can't go anywhere. But Urias may indicate that everything's not as it appears. So I don't know. I don't really see this necessarily as a card like, oh, you've got to worry about somebody cheating or having an extra relationship. I feel more like this is about, you've got a limiting beliefs about a relationship or a partnership, or maybe there has been some kind of quarrel or disagreement. But Urias would be saying not everything is as it appears. So to me, I feel like you might be looking at something very negatively when you're not seeing all the information here. Like the situation may be better than what you think it is, okay? That's the strong feeling I have here. Now, again, for some people, this if you feel like there's a situation where there's some sketchiness or you're unsure, this may be indicating that, but I don't know. Urias, regardless of what's going on, if this is a case where there is a quarrel or a disagreement or some kind of a doubtful situation. Your eyes does indicate that ultimately you will come to the truth and you will, as they say, outwit your adversary. So, it's take it as it resonates, but I feel more like somebody has a limiting idea about something, or thinks, that there's something that can't reach a certain level, like they want to walk away from it. But this is saying there's more to it than what you see. That's how I feel. That's the feeling I have for this one this week. Okay, 8th house, this is Scorpio energy. And Scorpio has to do with our transformations, and also potentially with other people's money. Yeah, and you got another 5 here, but we have it with the Ankh. So you've got the 5 of fire and you've got the Ankh. For some people, this could actually mean family struggles over money. I mean, that does come into my head because you have this idea of quarreling, and you have this this card of like life and death in the house of life and death. So for some people, if that is a situation where there's a legacy or something going on, where that's involved, then there could be some quarreling. And when you're dealing with family stuff and legacies, that's hardly surprising. I mean, it just seems to be par for the course. However, it doesn't have to mean that. If that's not a situation you're in, I feel like you may be making some very significant life changes here. But you could be meeting with some resistance from the outside, okay? So 5 of fire here, to me, probably more broadly for people. I think that other interpretation was very, very specific for somebody. But this one, I think more broadly is, saying don't listen to people on the outside. I feel like there's people who are, muddying the waters or getting in the way of the situation, and you need to focus on you and what you need to do that's right for you in this particular, whatever big changes are coming up. Okay. 9th house, this is Sagittarius energy, so this has to do with long distance travel. This could have to do with school, higher education in particular. This is deeper thinking, religious institutions, and so forth. And we have Bastet with the Judgment card. So, okay. So to me, I feel like, Bastet is about, really this is a really social card. It's about enjoyment, about spending time with friends, about the give and take that we have with people. It can be a situation in which you have to follow your intuition, but generally Bast has to do with joy, happiness, dancing. I mean, you could be going to a social event or a music event or a dance. I don't know. I mean, all those things are possible, but not necessarily the interpretation here. But see, with Judgment is kind of a wake-up call. Like, there's a sense that you need to finish something here. Something needs to get done and completed. But at the same time, having it with this, I don't know. As a decision-making card, I would say Bastet has to do with following your intuition and allowing that to guide you, maybe moving with some caution on something. But I don't know. This is either going to be something dealing with school. Again, if a lot of people, this is the end of semester, so this could just literally be you have to kind of maybe there's going to be time for celebrating, but you need to finish up your work first. There definitely seems to be this element of having time to enjoy, maybe even taking a long trip. But this is also about needing to complete something. So take that as it resonates. 10th house, we have Capricorn energy, and this has to do with fame, reputation, and your career. And we have Anubis with the Chariot. Wow. So for some people, this is traveling for something. Anubis is a travel card, and so is the Chariot. But this can also mean... Chariot can also come about when we need help from somebody else. I mean, Chariot, okay, it's generally a card of being, like, quote unquote, in control of your chariot, right? You're the driver, you're, making your own path, your own destiny. And Anubis, of course, is about being protected, about being guided maybe through difficulties. But at the same time, I can't help but to feel that there's this idea that, Anubis is also the companion on the underworld journey. So I feel like, there's this, just like I'm seeing the Emperor down here in the 3rd house. Yeah, this is definitely energy of taking control. So I don't know, something in a career matter or something, something connected to your, whatever you're doing outwardly with the world, whatever kind of business you're doing with the world, even if you're retired, okay? There's this sense of needing to take control of something. And this is also a card of protection. So I think, especially if there's some difficulties financially over here, maybe it's saying that ultimately you are going to be protected. And I do feel like the Chariot does mean in this case that you may need to look to somebody else for assistance. There's strong Cancer energy associated with this card. So whether this means it's a water sign person or a Cancer who might be able to offer assistance, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but take that as it resonates. 11th house, this is Aquarius energy. So this has to do with friendships, hopes, wishes, goals. And you have the 9 of Wind with Hathor. Okay, so this is a card of worry. You could be worried about a particular friend or a particular person. Hathor is generally a very feminine energy. So somebody female or female identified. Could be, I don't know, mother's jumping into my head for some people. So that could be a mother thing. But nonetheless, I feel like Hathor has strong Empress energy. So I feel like it's like you're waiting on something. You're waiting for a goal. You're waiting for an opportunity. And I feel like you're worried about whether or not you're going to get there. And the 9 of Wands, again, usually this shows up when it's a worry. It's mental cruelty. It's, they're calling it the screen. It's basically this way that we are looking at things, and you don't see all the information. Now, just going back to the relationship house over here, this could be a relationship with somebody who maybe you're worried about. This could be a friend, a close friend, maybe a friend who you're looking to have a relationship with, whether it be a female friend or not. Hathor can also just be about, getting organized and getting your act together on something, and maybe being worried about the details of that. So, don't know. Take it as it resonates. 12th house, Pisces energy. This is our last one, and this has to do with what we keep hidden. If the first house is what we show people, this is what we don't show people and what we might be afraid of. Okay. And you've got the 10 of Wind with Osiris. Okay, 10 of Wind. Yeah, this is fears about an ending. Osiris kind of indicates a desire for stability and structure. So something may have ended and you may be worrying. Yeah, because I'm seeing all this mental energy down here in your security house. So I think, it's possible you've made a job change, or you've made some kind of a big financial change, or there's some situation that's coming up. Maybe some people are in the middle of a divorce or a legal matter or something. I don't know. And by the way, 9th house judgment card can also have to do with legal matters, because that does cover that house as well. So I don't know. There's just something that's going on for some of you right now that, you're very concerned about some kind of a situation coming to an end. But again, there's this sense of, there's that strong Aries sense of relying on yourself, relying on your judgment, taking control of things. Don't let fear take control of you. I think that's going to end up being the tagline this week. Don't let fear take control of you. And finally, overall, we have the Tower with the twins. So there's something going on with another person. The Tower indicates revelations. It can indicate shocking revelations or a temporary crisis. But Tower, people always get very scared of this card, but I feel like it's a card that shows us the truth. So you're coming into a situation where you are now going to start to see the truth of something. So I don't know. So whatever is happening right now, hang tight, rely on your own judgment, detach from any emotions, and just, don't let fear control you. This could be a concern about another person, but this also suggests to me, because again, seeing the Chariot here and some other things, I do feel like there's people here who are also there to help. So focus on who's going to help you navigate this situation. Again, like this Urias card over here, there could be a connection here that maybe you're doubtful of, and it's saying, well, this is not the bad thing that maybe you think it is, or that maybe it's not the something you have to. If you've been having a quarrel with somebody, maybe you need to take a new perspective, look at it from their side. But there's something here. There's definitely something involving, both people who are supportive and perhaps people who you are finding out the truth from, or maybe having a little bit of a disagreement with. But ultimately, the Tower rips down what's false and gets us back to what's true. So, so it looks like quite an intense week coming in, but very much in tune with what tends to be going on with retrogrades. So that's it for me for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week, and until next week.